bush. I see there's a car parked over there by that bush. I heard you whispering, but I don't know who you were whispering to. Yeah. Huh?
3589 or Sheriff's Dispatch at 909-387-8313. Read more here. https://www.nbclosangeles.com/news/pregnant-missing-pregnant-1 time and 752.html. Just over 1 week ago, Erin Coleman, the pregnant wife of a Marine, went missing in Southern California. Coleman, who is 19 years old and 3 months pregnant, disappeared after she left home on June 28 to visit Joshua Tree National Park. Her husband, Jonathan Wayne Coleman, a corporal in the Marines, reported her missing on Sunday. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department believes that the circumstances surrounding her disappearance are suspicious and that there is a possibility that foul play was involved. Her car was located several days after she disappeared near the 29 Palms Marine Corps base, where she and her husband lived. Coleman is 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighs 120 pounds, and has light brown hair and blue eyes. Anyone with information is asked to contact the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Specialized Investigations Division Homicide Detail at 909-387-3589. Those who wish to remain anonymous can call the reche hotline at 1-800-782-7463, 1-800-78-CRIME, or leave information on the reche hotline at www.wetup.com. Her family has set up a Facebook page, Locate Erin, to share updates. Updates on the missing children from Solis Island's runaway train. In 1993, American band Solis Island released their critically acclaimed song Runaway Train, a powerful dealing with depression. There are several versions of the music video. The U.S. version opening with the streets of America, but the UK version, 100,000 people lost on the streets of Britain. Over the course of 4.5 weeks, the video toggles between footage of the band singing and dotted throughout are photos and names of real missing children along with the date on which each disappeared. There were 3 original versions of the video in the U.S., totaling 36 missing children shown. The children shown varied with the location of the broadcast, using missing children from that area. Tony Kaye, the director of the music video, the children. Their remains were found in 2007 in a house in Largate belonging to Peter Tobin, who is often believed to be Bible John. He has since been convicted of both murders and is serving 3 sentences of life imprisonment with a whole life holder for 3 murders committed between 1991 and 2006. Curtis Hunter Hunsinger went missing as a 14-year-old in 1990 when he was last seen walking home from his sister's home. It was initially believed that Hunsinger, who had some trouble in school and a recent run-in with the law, had run away from home. His remains were located in 2008 in a shallow grave on the outskirts of Blue Lake. His convicted killer, Stephen Daniel Ash, is currently serving a sentence of 11 years for manslaughter. Interestingly, in April 1999, during a confrontation with Hunsinger's mother, Ash, who was a family acquaintance, admitted to killing Hunsinger, even taking his mother to her son's burial site. Elizabeth Wiles left her home at 13 in Lamar, Arkansas. She and her boyfriend hitchhiked to California, where she and her family had lived before moving to Arkansas. They were in California for 2 years before the music clip aired. In 1993, Elizabeth and her boyfriend had seen the music clip on TV, and after a week's hesitation, contacted her mother and returned home. They lived in Shell in Australia and showed a number of young backpacking tourists whose families were looking for them. Several of them turned out to be victims of Ivan Lamar, whose bodies were discovered in the Langlo State Forest, New South Wales, Australia. Unresolved cases. Christopher Kurz is a missing American man last seen in April 1990 from Eagan, Minnesota. His story has been covered a few times on Reddit. Kurz had stayed home from school, noting that he was unwell, and when his parents returned home, they found both Kurz in their blue 1988 Dodge Caravan missing. A note presumably written by Kurz was found in the kitchen, stating that he would be back by 6 p.m. unless he got lost. Notably, the word "lost" was underlined twice. He is currently still missing and classified as an endangered member. Michael West Brown went missing from Danger Creek, Texas in 1990, age 15. It's known that the night before her disappearance, she had spoken with her boyfriend in relation to an argument she had with her parents concerning her moving home to Texas from Oklahoma, where she had been living with relatives. The next day, she and her boyfriend were gone. Several unconfirmed sightings of the two have been made in Oklahoma. However, one theory explored by police is that they were both kidnapped by a drug dealer. Young's boyfriend was allegedly involved with drugs. Andrea Durham went missing from Fort Walton Beach, Florida in 1990, age 13. Andrea was vacuuming the apartment at the Royale Apartments while her mother and sister left the home. When they returned, they found the door to the apartment unlocked and the vacuum in the middle of the floor. Andrea was gone. Wilda Mae Benoit was last seen at her family's residence in Peel, Louisiana on July 23, 1992. Her case was reclassified from a runaway to endangered missing in 2005. Rylan Eric Page went missing on the 29th of January 1992 from Los Angeles, California. He was last seen at a bus stop at Overhill and Slauson Streets in Los Angeles and was planning to visit a music warehouse and video store 20 miles away in West Hollywood. Rylan never arrived home and has been missing since. Employees of the store did not recall him being there that day. Rylan was a regular at the store and familiar with many of the staff. Not so resolved cases. Featured in the UK version was Mark Bartley, a runaway who went missing in 1992. He was recognized in the video by a man who knew Bartley was staying in the tenant's house below them, but was unaware of his missing status. By the time police arrived, Bartley and the man he was living with were gone. His whereabouts are currently unknown. This case seems to be, on face value anyway, a case of a runaway who doesn't want to be found. Thomas Dean Gibson disappeared from Glendale, Oregon in 1992 at the age of 2 and is still missing. His father, Larry Gibson, a former deputy sheriff, was convicted of second-degree manslaughter for accidentally shooting his son to death when he shot at a stray cat in the front yard. Even though no remains were ever found. He steadfastly denies killing his son and has worked on finding him since being released from prison in 1996. Other features missing people. The list of people above is far from conclusive. So many versions of the song exist. Please feel free to add your own updates in the comments should you know of any. Comment section. That even one child came home is incredible. May saved a life, but with what life does a 13-year-old very sad that all but one listed were found dead or are still missing. It's great that the video did help. I remember reading an article a few years ago about the song and they had interviewed the lead singer who said he felt bad about it too because one of the girls in the video confronted him at a concert years later. I'm happy about being included in it because she had ran away from an abusive home and the video being out there forced her back. I always loved this song except that it describes the hug they never played. I didn't know that it was written about depression or the story of the kids. Thanks for sharing. The children shown vary with the location of the broadcast, even missing children from that area. Still, that's very touching actually. Thank you for this very interesting read. I have a love-hate relationship with this song. It came out when I was a mere 19-year-old. Up to then the idea of missing runaway kids never really crossed my mind. I knew kids were abducted, but it never really processed in my mind. I would hear about some kids from a faraway place and then I'd forget the same day in my state. Happy suburban life would go on. Then this song happened. It's a good song, but I can't listen to it. It's too painful for me. I remember the first time I saw it and I was struck at how young they were. They were my friends, my classmates, me. It really struck me and bothered me, thinking about them being out there, somewhere, alone and in danger. I'd be lying if I didn't admit it made me a little paranoid, especially since I was a college freshman that had driven from NJ to Texas to attend college and was driving back eventually. I never told my parents why, but all my friends my excuse to it was that I just wanted them to know that I was on my journey, but in reality, I wanted them to have an idea of the last place I was and where I was traveling in case I didn't make it home and became one of the lost. Thank you all for this thorough and very well-written update. I think about Andrea Durham often. So sad, sad thing. Thanks so much to everyone who has commented and read the post. I appreciate the kind words. When I get time in the coming weeks, I'd like to collect all the available versions of the video and go through them methodically. That way I can cover the remaining people who will feature who I didn't cover in this post. No minute was featured in this post. Fingers with the picture mentioned at the end of the post. One picture mentioned the whole group next to the family room holiday on the Greek island of Rhodes. Few years that he wasn't also he was killed accidentally by some overseeing construction work, drilling a road on the next property that the Beatles were staying in and they covered it up. The case is still open. Today in breaking news over the article in British national paper saying how the Greek authorities have new information. So far though, no trace of him has ever been found. Dave Turner bounced that one out of the park. Killer song. Killer video. Yes, thanks for the update. I always loved that song. I was just listening to this song on my drive home yesterday and wondering where they ended up. Thank you for posting this. After leaving her boarding school, a 17-year-old girl would be found on fire in a forest, screaming in pain. Half a year later, her best friend was found buried in the desert. The following investigation resulted in a diplomatic rift and a mysterious and unidentified foreign danger. In 1994, three teenage girls disappeared or died along the highway of Tears in Canada. Their deaths would become the cornerstone of an investigation into serial killers along the highway in 2005. Despite nearly 20 years of work, their murders remain unsolved.
Bye, BBB. Somewhere else.
Updates on the missing children from Soul Asylum's runaway train. In 1993, American band Soul Asylum released their critically acclaimed song Runaway Train, a powerball dealing with depression. There are several versions of the music video. The U.S. version locally is Protect. There are over 1 million youth lost on the streets of America. The UK version, 100,000 youth are lost on the streets of Britain. Over the course of 4.5 minutes, the video toggles between footage of the band putting in goddess without their photos and names of dream of their children along with the date on which each kid appeared. There are 3 original versions of the video in the U.S., totaling 36 missing children shows. The recording show varies from the location of the broadcast, missing children from California for 2 years before the music clip aired. In 1993, Elizabeth and her boyfriend had seen the music clip on TV, and after a week's hesitation, contacted her mother and returned home. The version shown in Australia showed a number of young backpacking tourists whose families were looking for them. Several of them turned out to be victims of Eileen Law, whose bodies were discovered in the Langlo State Forest, New South Wales, Australia. Unresolved cases. Christopher Kurz is a missing American man last seen in April 1990 from Eagan, Minnesota, whose story has been covered a few times on Reddit. Kurz has stayed home from school, noting that he was unwell, and when his parents returned home they found both Kurz and their blue 1988 Dodge Caravan missing. A note presumably written by Kurz was found in the kitchen, stating that he would be back by 6 p.m. tonight and had lost notably. The word lost was underlined twice. He is currently still missing and classified as an endangered runaway. Martha Webb Young went missing from Danger Peak, Texas in 1998 at 15. It's known that the night before her disappearance, she had spoken with her boyfriend in relation to an argument she had her parents concerning her moving home to Texas from Oklahoma, where she had been living with relatives. The next day she and her boyfriend were gone. Several unconfirmed sightings of the two have been made in Oklahoma. However, one theory explored by police is that they were both kidnapped by a drug dealer. Young's boyfriend was allegedly involved with drugs. Andrea Durham went missing from Fort Walton Beach, Florida in 1998, age 13. Andrea was vacuuming the apartment at the Royale Apartments while her mother and sister left the home. One day later, she pulled out the door to the apartment unlocked and the vacuum in the middle of the floor. Andrea was gone. On July 24, 1992. Her case was reclassified from runaway to endangered women in 2005. Thomas Dean Gibson disappeared from Glendale, Oregon in 1992 at the age of 2 and is still missing. His father, Larry Gibson, a former deputy sheriff, was convicted of second-degree manslaughter for accidentally shooting his son to death when he shot at a stray cat in his front yard even though no remains were ever found. He steadfastly denies killing his son and has worked on finding him since being released from prison in 1996. Other featured missing people. The list of people above is far from conclusive. So many versions of the song exist. Please feel free to add your own updates in the comments should you know of any. Comment section. Not even one child taken home is in trouble. Hey everyone. Recently I posed an update on the missing children from Soul Asylum's runaway train video which you can read here. Many versions of the video exist, however some have been taken down due to requests from the families of victims, most notably the Australian version which featured 3 victims of Ivan Milat. I've now gone through as many versions of the video as I could find and have provided updates for the remaining missing people which I did not cover in the first update, knowing full well that there are several birthdays which I have been unable to track down. Unfortunately, for some cases it was exceptionally difficult to find any meaningful information about it. Having no profiles on no network, Charlie Project or other similar database, perhaps suggesting that they were found returned home requested not to be looked for. Here is a link to the US video, and a link to the Australian version, which does not contain the 3 women who were linked to Milat. I found a list of people who were featured in the UK video, however the video seems to be only available for viewing for select few countries. People covered in the first thread: Byron Eric Page, Christopher Kurz, Curtis Huntington, Dinah McNichol, Elizabeth Wyatt, Mark Bartley, Martha West Dunn, Thomas Dean Gibson, Vicki Hamilton, Wilda May Benoit, Renald Paper. Michelle Ann Farley was found alive shortly after the release of the video. Soul Asylum's guitarist Ian Murphy stated in an interview that Michelle had with the band, he stated, "You ruined my life," but that she saw herself on the video and her boyfriend's house which led to her being forced back into an abusive home situation which she had literally escaped from. Samantha Terry Snipes went missing on August 19, 1986 from Bondi, Sydney, Australia. 16 years later, Michael Ryder, who was in prison serving 16 years for sexually abusing 11 children in Sydney, admitted to another prisoner that he had snatched knives from Bondi and drugged her. He had planned to take photos of her, but when he returned from the store, she was dead on his couch. Ryder said he panicked and buried her body somewhere before moving it later on. He eventually pleaded to manslaughter and has yet to reveal the location of her body. Unresolved cases. Monica Nicoletta Dryanson went missing on the 12th of January 1979 with her fiancé Alan Fox, who was also missing. They were last seen in Byron Bay. The 2 were known to be hitchhiking at the time. After 27 years, however, their bodies were never been found. Olivia Richards was last seen on the 13th of June 1980 leaving the Australian National University Bar in Canberra, Australia. A person matching her Ford's description was seen hitchhiking on the southbound carriageway leading to Commonwealth Avenue in Canberra. It is believed that this same person was then given a lift High State and Cyber Park Football Stadium in London. On the day of his disappearance, Lee met with a friend who window shopped the full party company, with Lee saying that he would be attending a football match later in the day. It was the last confirmed sighting of Lee. In 2012, a witness stated that Lee would occasionally attend an unofficial beach property at the after sexually abusing 4 girls who attended the club. Coinciding with what would have been Lee's 40th birthday, the show called Time Watch featured another appeal for information, working on a new theory that Lee attended the shed on the day of his disappearance instead of the football match. Following this appeal, an allegation of sexual abuse was made which had never before been reported, and police are now working on a theory that Lee may have died after Search teams spent 2 weeks excavating areas in and around Colton's former home in Brighton, with no evidence or links to James' disappearance. Elected ethics has stated publicly that Colton will be buried in his London house only not yet searched by police. Stating, the local authority, who own the premises, won't allow us to search the address. The home was owned by Colton at the time of Faye's disappearance. Not so resolved cases. A British child from Shelton, who came to Westchester on a 24 of July 1991, 21 months old while his retirement is closed. Comparisons have been made to the well-publicized disappearance of Madeline McCann, both of whom have never been found. All searches have failed to locate them, and so is believed to have been kidnapped, possibly by Rolani known to live in a camp not far from where he and his family were staying. A private investigator did find a young boy years later living amongst the Rolani who resembled a more angry-looking person than the Rolani who had blue eyes and blonde hair. However, there were some clues that this was not that. A search was made in September 2015, when police were informed that the operator, Ron Speaks, had told him that Ben had died in the accident, having been operating a motor vehicle on a construction site when he had put in the body of Reagan Lake. Police began an excavation search and in July 2017 announced that traces of blood and genetic and blood composition were found on a fragment of his family's well by Mount Soil from inside a toy car, so Biden believes that it belonged to Ben. Whilst Ben has yet to be found, police are confident that the largest confession is accurate and likely to be. Nicholas Wayne left Maine on the 14th of July 1991. Had a 6-month at the time of the disappearance. Police ruled out Peter Tobin as a suspect. In 2016, 2 men who had been not guilty of her murder. On the afternoon of the 14th of December, a woman named Louise Stanford reported to police that she looked out the window and saw Barlow's car near a path leading to the river's road, standing either side of Nigel Barlow and Thomas O'Reilly. Between them, partly on the lip of the boot, was what appeared to Sandberg to be a full black bin bag. The prosecution suggests that Miss Sandberg was in fact observing the ground sheet of a tent that contained the body of Nicola Payne. 5 days after Payne disappeared, a tent was discovered in undergrowth in Barnow's garden, and in 2014 when the tent was re-examined, hairs found in it were sent for analysis and, due to improved scientific techniques, were linked to Payne. Unfortunately, the hair analysis was discounted in court. Detectives lost key pieces of evidence such as Payne's hairbrush. Further, the tent was incorrectly handled, not logged, for 1 month and then stored for years in an unsealed bag, and so it was impossible to prove that there was no cross-contamination. Robinson went missing on the 14th of March 1989, age 29, from New South Wales, Australia. He left his Lawson home on foot, telling his wife that he was going to a friend's house. He has not been seen since. Andy Gooch, missing 1992. Berenice Espinoza, missing 1992. An old Reddit thread has her listed as found, no other information. No source was listed. Billy Bennett, missing 1985. Christina Ann Wood went missing on the 2nd of December 1991 from Live Oak, Florida, age 15. Wood has a tattoo of a heart on her left ankle and a 3-inch scar on her upper leg and is believed to be in the company of an adult male companion. Christina Herman, missing 1993. Darlene Michelle Hungerford, missing 1991. An old Reddit thread has her listed as found, no other information, and doesn't list a source. Emily Tomorrow, missing since 1992, as stated in the video. I found an article for an Emily Tomorrow blog, age 26, missing since 2015.
I feel bad for the person that decides to do that.
Several mental health issues
And their whole family.
I also found a Phoenix arrest record for an inmate named Emily Tomorrow in Maricopa Country Jail. Her date of birth is listed September 28, 1978, booking date February 19, 2017 on account of shoplifting. Eleanor Isaiah, missing 1992. Ginger Sue Hudson. I couldn't find any information on a Ginger Sue Hudson. The video claims she was last seen in 1992. Coincidentally, I did come across a woman by the name of Ginger May Hudson who has been missing since 1993. The photo from her NAMIS is slightly similar to the photo pictured in a video clip which appears at the 118-minute mark. According to NAMIS, Hudson was last seen by a city employee outsider for residents in Pittsburgh. I also found a blog called Missing Ginger, which is run by her daughter. The blog makes no mention of Soul Asylum or the song, so I'm not sure if Ginger Sue Hudson is the same person as Ginger May Hudson. Heather Lee Yeagle went missing on the 7th of February 1990 from Largo, Florida, age 16. There are records online indicating that a woman named Heather Lee Yeagle was arrested in Hancock County, Mississippi, age 42 at the time of the arrest. Otherwise, there is very little information. Suanwa Sharon Fulong, missing 1992. Mark Garvey went missing on the 2nd of March 1987, age 15 from Doodle, Merseyside, following an argument with his girlfriend. Following this argument, Garvey told his girlfriend that he was going to the bus stop, which is the last time he was seen. There have been no reported sighting made at all since his disappearance. I could find no other substantial information relating to his disappearance. Jeffrey Peter Heiner, missing 1984. Kyle Wade Ducker, missing 1993. Ryan Keane Caulfield, missing 1991. All I can find is this newspaper article dated the 21st of July 1991. Unfortunately, you need a subscription to access it. Simon Darby, missing 1989. Susan Callum, missing 1993. Tobin T. Pierce went missing from Jacksonville, Sydney, Australia on the 26th of July 1990, age 2. Tristan Spencer, missing 1993. Warren Long went missing from Drummoyne, Sydney, Australia on the 15th of March 1993, age 20. He was last seen leaving his place of work. It's been noted that his car and a brief note were found at Watson's Bay by his friends on March 17, 1993. However, I can't find the contents of that note. Some sources there have been possible sightings of him in Queensland. Where to from here? I think it would be a great idea as a community to try and source information for the people listed above who have little to no information regarding their disappearance. This is a fantastic forum to bring some of these forgotten cases to light and to renew some interest in them. Understandably, some of the above-mentioned people would have likely made contact with their families after the airing of the videos or have willfully not made contact. Comments section. Samantha Knight. ... He eventually pleaded to manslaughter and has yet to reveal the location of her body. According to the link provided, her killer actually did give up the location eventually. Unfortunately, due to construction works, her body was unwittingly removed and is now considered impossible to find. Jesus, this job looking into these cases. I think it's possible some of the missing wound up returning home, but it's sad to think that many others had a less fortunate outcome. If I could build you, I would. This is fantastic work and quite a rabbit hole to get lost in. Thank you, A, for the articles and B, for the effort you're putting in for missing people. Second person on unresolved is missing a name, after Annika. This is all so interesting. Really appreciate the work and effort put into this. Trying to search a little more into Warren Long brought me to a sad article from Missing Persons Week in 2016 Here, seeing all those people in a row just felt really hopeless. Finding the missing. Gulshire Times, Australia. July 31st, 2012, Tuesday. Tom and T. Pierce, 2, is the only long-standing missing persons case still open. He had been living in Parsonage Road, Castle Hill, and was last seen by his father, Augusto Pires, who reported him missing on June 16, 1990. Mr. Pires was granted custody of Tavanti after his marriage. It is believed the toddler's mother may have taken him to Thailand. Should Emily tomorrow call 5. If she's confirmed in jail, we know where she is. Thank you for doing all this research. One thing I love about this sub is that people here seem to genuinely care about the people we talk about and are not just here for internet points or an intellectual exercise that happens to involve missing or murdered people. Your work on this really reflects that caring spirit. Thank you for it. Thank you for doing all this work. That video always made me cry. It's really interesting to know what happened in some of these cases. Wow, good catch on the Emily Tomorrow 4 reports. It definitely seems she has led a troubled life in and out of contact. Being on so and released came months are so frustrating. For their poor families to know they're gone but that they'll never get justice, it must be torture. Thanks for these write-ups. I'm finding them very interesting. For those interested in the case of Louise Day, The Investigator, which has been on ITV, which is very informative and looks at other possible theories for her death, in addition to the Peter Tonden line of inquiry. I know this is an old thread, but to add with some information I have found. Resolve. Andy Gooch. According to this blog post, he was found buried 3 years after he went missing close to where he was last seen. According to his friend, who was convicted of his manslaughter, they got into an argument that got out of hand and he killed him accidentally. The friend ended up confessing as he couldn't live with the guilt. Susan Callum. After a documentary by Channel 4's Dispatches series, Searching for Susan, she was found. There is more information in the same blog post. Unresolved. Mark Garvey. There is an effort by the local community to get the case reopened. Simon Darby. I have found in a newspaper article that he went missing from Eastbourne on his 25th birthday in July 1989. Billy Bennett. He now has a page on the Go Network, which has a few details. Billy disappeared while on holiday in Tenerife at the end of 1985. He was last seen on the 1st of December. Despite extensive inquiries, Billy's whereabouts remain unknown. Billy from Holborn, London was due to go to Tenerife with a friend, but at the last minute the plan changed and Billy went ahead alone. He is known to have stayed at the Las Americas Resort and seems to have visited the Sgt. Pepper's nightclub on several occasions. Billy's friend came out later with his girlfriend and said he saw Billy a couple of times. On one occasion Billy seemed rather the worse for wear and said that he had lost all his money and had nowhere to stay. No one has seen him since then. Great job. I do have a question though. In the Michelle Farley case, why would parents go through the effort to find a kid that they abused? Man goes on a 9-hour journey to visit his son. His car is found abandoned on a gravel road with his dog still inside it. Where is Jared McCullough? 2023. Woman leaves on a few-day trip with her 2 dogs. Her car is found abandoned on a dead-end logging road after 2 weeks, without her or her dogs anywhere. Where is Tammy Pickett? 2022.
cops have no idea what honey insemination. In August, he had the public backing of former crime historian, now National Party MP, Nicole Overall. Would you support that inquiry?
Yes, I most certainly would.
But seeing the police was